Welcome back to another podcast with the two least funny people on the planet. How you doing? Go on, say something, please. Please. For the love of God.
God. What did you say? Most unfunniest men?
Yeah, so the two most unfunny people on the planet.
I don't think we're unfunny. I just think we're talentless. I also think
would
we're quite...
say I've got more talent than humor. I'm gonna do that right now. How about, what do you think of that?
Yeah.
Okay. You know what a podcast is? I say things, you respond to them. We've done this before, you know.
What do you want me to say to that? Yeah. I'm not gonna. I'm many things. I'm not a liar.
See, that's why we're yin and yang. You see, Judd. I am not funny and maybe mildly talented at most, and you are not talented and maybe mildly funny at most.
I'd say mildly talented at most. A bit of talent for things that you can't really take pride for being talented at, like being really good at Hearthstone and BioShock.
It's annoying how good you are at Hearthstone. We'll get into some more interesting stuff, by the way, anyone listening to this. But I have to say this, right? If anyone's played Hearthstone, it does not make any fucking sense how you would be good at that game. Surely you can admit that.
Oh, what? Because maths?
Well, just everything, really. Like, just strategy in general. Just anything to do with the brain.
Well, no, actually, I'm fairly good at strategy stuff because of how much I play. How much I played Warhammer and stuff. Actually, I say that I never fucking win anyway.
No, but honestly, it's one of them cases of you're somehow like mildly savant at strategy and kind of, you know, logical thinking and things like that when it comes to certain games, but when it comes to literally anything else to do with any sort of thinking, absolute shite.
I think what it is that when I go, okay, right, I'm actually interested in something now, I do become quite autistic with it, and like I can learn it fairly well. I think actually, I do think that has actually come into real world usage once, and it was when I was getting my CSCS test done, so I could start working as a labourer, because well, I was interested in it. One, because I didn't so much then, but now I find construction and what goes into it like more interesting because I've been in that line of work. But back then, obviously, I was interested because I wanted to earn money. So I was like, right, I got to pass a test so I can start earning big boy bucks here. So I just sat down and I learnt it, and I passed it first time. It's not hard. It's not hard by any means, but you will need to know certain shit, like what's the map? What is a map platform? Like, what is one of them? Just shit like that.
It's a platform on the world map. So you open up the game.
Yes.
You open up the game's map. You look at like the icons on the map, and it'll say like main quest, side quests.
Yes.
Platform.
Platform.
Oh dear.
Dude,
that's kind of
what a meeting of the fucking mind.
That's kind of the advice I would give to anyone, though. Like, I guess like kids in school and things like that. The biggest thing to helping you learn something and be good at something is genuinely being interested in it, which I'm not sure how much you can apply that and how easy it is to kind of utilize that. But if you can find a way to make yourself genuinely interested in something that you have to learn, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
We're in England, right? That's the thing, right? If anyone wants to know where we are, quick, like U-turn tangent right there.
Yeah.
We're in England, okay? And guess what? As a recording, England is fucking warm.
Yeah.
Holy shit, it's warm. I've got lights on and all sorts of shit. Have you got your lights on? I think
I have.
Yeah, it is
I
not
have got my lights
helping.
on this
It's
shit.
so bloody warm and
Mine's not too bad because my light's over there, so
Mm.
it doesn't really do anything, and it's just the one. It's not as big as yours.
What's so annoying about England though is it's like England reads when you're gonna be like when you want it to be like sunny and warm and things like that, and when you don't. Because I've been at work today in a hot office in winter. If it was fucking snowing in winter, my office would be hot. It's just always warm, and it's been blazing sun outside all day, so nice and sunny. I've been like, oh come on, please get me out of this office, please give me some of this sun. And then as soon as I had to drive home as well, still sunny. That's a bad thing while I'm driving home, so it's really warm.
Yeah.
And as soon as I get home, I'm like, right, I'm going to walk to the shop. Perfect opportunity to make use of the sun. I step outside, biggest cloud you've ever seen covers up the sun. and it's still really warm. It's just that, like, the good bit about it is gone. So it's like, obviously, I'm sweating in this room. I have to close my curtains and everything like that for the lighting and stuff. And it's just, well, that's England for you. That's how that works. Speaking of warm, though, last week we tried to record a podcast in the warmth. And
did
look,
we? I don't know.
I think technically we did try, but it's gone. We're just getting rid of it.
It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all lost to the annals of fucking history.
I'd like to say it's the first time that's happened, but it's not even close to the first time.
No.
If you've listened to these podcasts, if you're a long-time listener, which I'm pretty sure, but mostly no one is, but then you'll know that you'll probably know by the nature of this podcast, you could probably expect that not everyone makes it. And by that, I don't mean not every host. I don't mean that, like, one of us dies every so often.
We're not the first Jacob or Jordan.
No.
There's been many before us, and there will continue to be more.
No, what I mean by that is, like, not every podcast actually gets published.
Yeah.
It does get... It will still be live on Twitch, twitch.tv/streamsbadly. We rebranded from Games Badly fairly recently, so if you want to catch us on Twitch, it is Streams Badly, same as YouTube, Streams Badly, but if you want to listen to just the podcast, that's on streaming platforms of Podcast Badly, and then you can tell us about what you think of all that stuff at Tweets Badly on Twitter. But the podcasts that don't make it to being published, when I say published, it means YouTube and the streaming platforms like Spotify and that. The ones that don't make it to that do still go live on Twitch. And if you want to catch those, you'll have to follow us on Twitch, Streams Badly. And they stay there for 2 weeks. So, like, any, like, sort of unseen content, like, too hot for TV type shit goes on there. And I will say, it's nothing, like, crazy. It's not like we do anything insane.
Nobody said the N-word.
No.
Nobody did anything that, like, it's like, we can't upload that. Like, we're not allowed. It's more that we won't.
Right, that... Number one, it's nearly ban-worthy, and I just don't really want to publish it.
Yeah.
That's normally not what it is. Or it's just trash. It's just that... normally we got too drunk, and it was just crap. So I just... And bear in mind the quality of a normal podcast that does get published. So you can imagine how terrible these ones that don't get published are. That's what happened last week. And we basically what happened was we tried to do a podcast outside in the sun. I got my laptop, got a laptop set up. I've got a microphone that's kind of good for 2 people in person, and we tried to do it outside. We got some drinks in, got a cooler and things like that. The thing is, the biggest mistake was Judd bought our favourite rum. Now,
is it our favourite now? It's not just my favourite.
It's been my favourite since I tried it as well. I told you this.
Okay.
We both agree it's the best. It's probably my favourite alcoholic drink.
Bumbu's
potentially.
fucking sick.
Bumbu rum. Oh, give us a sponsor on that. We were begging for it on that podcast that didn't get published. So and we drunk too much of that, and also this that I'm going to show on stream right now. It's an AK-47 bottle of Armenian brandy. And I'm sure you'll not remember this, Judd, because you got way too drunk, but we ended up drinking half of that.
Did we? We drank
gone.
half of that. So
Yeah.
that whole bottle of Bumbu went, didn't it?
Yeah, so we drunk... That was probably a 750 milliliter bottle, that Bumbu, was it? Probably.
Yeah.
And then this Armenian brandy is a 500 milliliter bottle. So we did like a liter and a quarter of like, and that thing is though, Bumbu is pretty strong, but that Armenian brandy shit, it's fucking strong.
You know what? If we just split that, then I had half a bottle of rum. Well, we both did. We had half a bottle of rum.
We had
and
about 600 mils each.
Yeah.
Of
and then,
rum and brandy.
Yeah.
So yeah. That. What did we even talk about on it? We talked about some right shit. We talked about stuff that we'll not talk about again, probably, because it can't be fucking us. Talked about first kiss stories, losing us virginity stories.
Yes, we did. We talked about
those
all
were the
this.
memorable kind of sus type of things. And then just a load of bollocks. That's the main reason it didn't go. Just a load of shite. So yeah. Anyway, that was the last podcast. I've got more shit to speak at you, Judd, unless you've got anything to tell me. What's been going on? Don't worry, folks. Your podcast hasn't started buffering. It was just Judd being an idiot.
I've got a good one. So this, it's probably the only D&D story that you're going to enjoy, and it's not actually about anything that happened in D&D. So this campaign that I've been running, I've been getting this person to draw character references, and you know, I've talked about it on the podcast before. I've showed you it. Now, essentially, what's happened is
just a quick tangent. Did you like my logo adaptation for you, by the way? Because I did one of those for you.
It was nice. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Because I did this cool because there's this logo that you've got for a city in your D&D world, and you wanted a on fire kind of destroyed version of it because it's like a tree logo. So I did it, and I was thinking, this looks pretty fucking sick, you know. So I sent it to you, and you literally just sent essentially a thumbs up, and that was it. I was like, oh fuck, you're welcome. Nice one.
No, I did like it, but when you sent me, I was like right in the middle of something, so I couldn't properly respond. I did like it though. But yeah, so what happened was, I had this orc character, this orc femoid, who everybody really likes. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get one done of her. So anyway, I get one done of her, and ages passed, like probably months, and she finally gets around to doing it, like finishing it off, and she posts it on her Twitter, and somebody reaches out to her and says, "Hey, this is my character. This is my character. Like down to like the scar she's got on her, and some of the just shit like that, and." What had happened was essentially I'd taken this reference from that another person had done for their character when I was showing her references for what I wanted, and one of the things that I sent was that. Now the thing is with this artist that I've hired is she doesn't like to take artistic liberties. So when I say looks like this is a reference, that's not what she's hearing. She's hearing, this is the character, draw this. It's like when I said to her, I had a character called Silas. He was like the first boss character that they were going against, and he were a bit weird and quite flamboyant, and he, essentially I'd gone to her with a picture of pagan men as like reference, and I said, I'm thinking I'm thinking this, but like, as an elf. And my thinking was that she was going to take that and go, okay, so I'm going to do this with it. I'm going to put him in like some different clothes for the time. No, she literally just drew pagan men as an elf, and I was like, okay, I mean, whatever, fine. But anyway, so what had happened with this other one is, I'll bring up the tweet as I'm saying this.
Sounds like you need a new artist. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I'm not working with her again.
Oh no! Just put her on blast. Fucking hell!
I
didn't think it was that bad.
No, I'm straight up not working with her again. Oh, sorry. Let me quickly just found it. I've got it. So essentially, what happened was this person reached out and she was like, "Oh, this is my character. You know, people have been using it before for other stuff." It kind of made it sound like with the wording that people were taking a character and drawing porn of her. So that's another thing. That's another layer on top of that. But what the thing is, if this artist would have turned to me and gone, "Look, this person has said that it's their character. I've obviously copied it too close. I'm just gonna take it down off my profile. You're welcome to use it as much as you want." I would have gone, "That's completely fine. Don't worry about it. It's fine." Instead, what she decided to do was she's posted the picture that I had drawn, that I paid to be drawn, and she put, "Hi, this character is," I'll not say the name of the character and by who made it. "She owns this wonderful orc and would appreciate not having her character as direct inspiration from commissions as me. Please do not send me artworks as full-on inspiration for your characters."
So
is what she put.
She's been pissed off to you about it. She's annoyed at you.
Well, she's tweeted this. She's tweeted it live. So that's what it sounds like. She's done a follow-up on here. "If the artwork is not yours, I do ask for you not to directly make it your character's face claim, or have your character look exactly like their artwork."
She's trying to get out of jail free, isn't she? She's trying to be like, "Oh, you've asked for this." Exactly. Yeah, whatever. I see what
so anyway, so she sent me a message saying, "Hey, look, it's her character and all this stuff." And I sent her back. Right. So essentially, I've paid for a drawing of someone else's character without even realizing it. Then is what I said to it, and she went, "Yeah, you can still keep it for your own personal use, but I do have to ask if you'd like a refund." And I just went, "Yes." She was like, "Oh." She was like, "Oh, okay, I'll send it off to you then," and now she will have no further work with me either.
Well, that's the thing. You've got to very much realize where your rights stand as an artist. You've got to know what you're doing. It's like if I do a cover song on YouTube, I know it's probably gonna get copyright claimed. Because kind of rightfully so. I mean, it could be more fair on YouTube, to be honest, but you know what I mean. But if I listen to a song, take inspiration from it, and make a new song, that's fine, you know, and that's what you're asking her to do. And if someone says to me, if someone comes to me, right, as a music, obviously I don't really do music production anymore, but if I was still doing music production, and someone came to me and said, "Oh, I'm wanting to try and write a song a bit like Back in Black by Amy Winehouse, you know, something like that." Yeah. I'm not gonna do all the lyrics the same thing as a Back in Black. You're not gonna write Back in Black. No, exactly. It's like that.
Exactly. You're not just gonna sit there and write the entire song fucking verbatim.
Where did you find this artist?
Through Twitter. And essentially, what it was is that I saw her commissions were relatively cheap, and I liked what she was doing, so I went with her.
Could you not find someone on Fiverr though? Really, sponsor us Fiverr.
Easy. Yeah, I don't. Though to be fair, I don't know if I'm gonna have anything else done. I while I had her, I wanted to have more stuff done. Like I was gonna probably get straight up like another 6 characters out of her, so she would have had work, but because
hey dude, you've seen my weird drawings, commission me. I'll do your weird fucking drawing.
I might actually get you to draw a couple. I think that'd be funny. Like just not show your
9,000.
I tell you what, we'll do. Do you remember how ages ago we did a thing where I told you the names of Warhammer characters and you tried to draw them?
Yeah.
We'll do that, but with characters from my D&D.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
pay me, but yeah, you can do that and give me a description as well. And then...
I'm not paying you. I will do it as like
stream,
we'll do it as a stream, but I'm not paying you.
Fair enough.
But anyway, yeah. So I said to him, I was showing everybody in the group like what had happened, and Cordelia, who herself is an artist, was saying that's absolutely ridiculous how she's handled that situation, and you are more than like within your rights to be asking for a refund from her.
Why doesn't she do the art then? If you know this other artist.
Well, mainly it was because I wanted it to be a surprise.
Oh yeah.
Was the main thing. So
Okay.
that was the big thing. But I couldn't. She's actually she had like this big like canvas thing for like painting. I don't know if she's gonna draw or paint on it. I think I should imagine painting, but she's actually doing like a full proper like big canvas painting or drawing of the main villain from my campaign. So I'm really looking forward to that. But anyway, I said to them all. I showed them all, and she said that, and I said that I was like actually quite flattered that this sort of like little D&D campaign that I've done has like started fucking Twitter drama.
That is pretty funny.
Because it's like this thing that should have just been between like me and four other people.
Yeah.
Now like 100 people are aware now because of drama.
Oh, get Keemstar on the case.
Yeah. But yeah, so that was my little Twitter drama thing that happened. There wasn't much drama there really, just she didn't handle it very well, and I was just like, right, okay, give me a refund then.
Well, so to make these D&D campaigns, you have to be quite like creative and poetic in a way.
Yeah.
This is my segue onto something else I want to tell you about.
Okay. All right, go on.
Have you ever wondered how poetry, artistry, things like that came about?
Nice. No, Jake, I haven't. Why don't you tell me?
Well, let me tell you a story from the old gods. Do you remember this, Judge? Remember I'm going to tell you we're going to do more of these Norse mythology type shit? Do you remember that? Like 5 podcasts ago?
Yeah, I think I maybe remember you telling me, yeah.
Well,
I remember.
I've been listening to this book on Norse mythology and like stories from Norse gods and things like that.
Yeah.
And every time there's like a weird fucking story, I want to bring it to the podcast.
just write it down in a little book that you've got.
Okay, if you go back and listen to some previous podcasts, probably 4 or 5 podcasts ago at this point, I tell the stories of like the start of the Norse gods, but this one is how poetry and artistry came about. Now buckle yourself in for this one, Judd, because this is more fucking confusing than the Game of Thrones finale.
All right.
So, right, you got the Aesir and the Vanir.
Yes.
Two god clans. Let's say clans. Fine, I'm going to say clans, don't know about you. Right? Aesir. Mad lads, right? That's what Thor is. Odin, they bash shit. They do the, cool shit. Vanir, they're like, okay, I see you bashing shit, but I'm going to, like, paint something.
Yeah. Painting is like bashing, but just very gently and with a brush.
You get the different vibes we're going for here.
Yeah.
Somehow, they were having a war that was very even.
Okay.
Don't know about that one, when the Aesir is literally known for being the warry ones, and the Vanir is known for being the poncy ones. But anyway.
Yeah.
So they were like, right, what we're going to do, this is too even. We need to call a truce. Here's how we're going to truce.
This is too even, they said.
Yeah. Too even, this war, right? Here's what the truce is going to be. We're all going to spit in this bucket.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, right. We can get
Guys,
on board so
wait,
far.
no,
yeah?
wait. Guys, stop! Everybody stops. Everybody puts their weapons down. Listen, this war is just too fucking fair. Right, everybody circle. Like, everybody circles. Right, spit in the bucket.
Spit in that bucket real quick. Yeah, that was it. So they all did
Yeah.
that, and then we're like, cool, peace. And it's like, what now?
Listen, get Syria and Palestine. Get them on the horn. Call them up. I've got it.
Oh, dear. That's not spit in a bucket.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
I don't know what this is gonna do, but
I don't think that's the right accent, Judd. Anyway, so that's not even the weirdest thing. So they're like, right,
Yeah.
cool, what now? And one
Yeah.
of the gods, I can't remember which one, is like, well, don't want to let this spit go to waste. Of course.
that one's me. I don't know who that one is, but I've found.
Well,
me.
I'm pretty sure it was a woman, so if you want.
Oh, right.
But so, I don't really know
That makes
how...
it so much weirder that it wasn't a dude. That it was a woman that went. I can't let these men waste all this fucking valuable spit.
Well, it's Norse gods, dude. It's not just men who war in
Yeah.
these things. So
Yeah.
yeah. So don't really know how this happened, but somehow they used the spit to make a man.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Of course. Cool. Good.
That's-
the spit
yeah.
becomes a man. Nice.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah.
So this man is like a combination of the two, right? He's like a perfect god, essentially. He's
Yeah.
got all the Ponzi shit and all the warrior shit.
Mhm.
You know, he's cool. It makes him a very wise chap. So he kind of just, but he technically was literally kind of like born yesterday.
Yeah.
But so he's like, right, I'm very wise already. I'm gonna go traveling around all the 9 realms, learn some shit, and become even more wise. And people can ask me questions. Good shit. So he does
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Goes to some places. This one place he goes to has some dwarves, and these dwarves are like, right, listen here, boyo. We've got the ultimate question to test your wisdom, right? Come with
Okay.
us. We need to ask you this sneakily. So he comes back with them, and he's like saying, oh, he's asking about all the shit in their workshop. He's like, oh, you got like jars of honey. It's like that kettle thing, and he said, and this god guy, he's like, oh, what's all this for? Like, why do you use this? And they were like, well, if you're so wise, you should know all of that already, surely. And also, you shouldn't. If you're so wise, you should know what question we're gonna ask you. And he was like, well, I was born yesterday, basically. But if I had to guess, I reckon you're gonna kill me and turn me into mead.
Was he on? Can I ask you? Was he on the money with that one?
I mean, weirdly, yes, he was actually. So dwarves are like, you know what? Sure.
they're like you know what? Wasn't going to be his first shot, but wasn't going to be his first call, but sure.
So
Great, cool.
that's what they did, and somehow that means
Oh, so he's already dead then.
yeah. They slit his throat, hung him upside down, and made his blood all turn into mead. I'm fast tracking this a bit, but like
Yeah.
it's I'm not making it more weird than it is. Put it that way. But I
Yeah.
am fast tracking it a bit. So they do that, and they drink from it, and like it kind of it don't give them like wisdom like abilities to do like
Yeah.
army formations or anything. It gives them like kind of abilities, gift of the gab type of thing.
Yeah.
That's a saying to look up. Is that an only British saying? Does anyone
Gift
other
of the
than
gab.
Britain say that? If you don't, let us know at Tweets Badly. So they do that, okay, and then they become like tricksy dwarves,
Yeah.
and they go out and find this giant couple. You know, the frost giants. They find a
Yes.
couple of giants, and they're like, come out on our boat with us, bitch. And so they do.
I knew the guys who last Thursday killed a man and turned him into mead.
Well, they got the gift of the gab, so like, Yes. It's like you. Whenever you
like
ask
your
anyone
honesty.
to do
Yeah.
anything, so
Yeah. This is how I did it. I killed a god and turned him into mead. And I was just like, oh, I can
So-
talk to people. Yeah.
So basically, and you are a bit of a dwarf as well, actually.
Yeah, I am.
This
So
is because this is all lining up, actually. So they take him out on this boat, and they basically get him killed on this boat. The dwarves get
Yeah.
these giants killed, and then they return to somewhere, and they're like telling songs and poems and tales of how clever they are that they did this thing to these giants. Ha ha! Look how good we are.
Yeah.
They do that, and they merry so much that they pass out drunk, and wake up, and they're tied up. They're tied up and like bound.
Okay. Yeah.
And they are bound, tied up by that giant couple's son.
Okay.
Quite a wealthy giant. And so he puts them in the sea, and it kind of waits for the tide to, move in, and eventually it's going to drown them. So these dwarves, before they're about to be drowned, are kind of like, oh, please, don't let us die. We'll give you whatever you want. And they end up saying, we'll give you this mead. Basically,
Okay.
in return for their lives. So he does that. And kind of, I think he keeps the dwarves prisoner, but keeps them alive, or something like that. So, but he has this fancy mead that he gets to drink and gets to give to the gab and stuff. Cool, okay. So, tales spread, because these dwarves have been singing these songs about this mead and things like that, of how this mead, gives you artistic ability and shit like that.
Yeah.
So eventually, Odin, big daddy
he's-
god. Yeah.
It's the guy. It's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he hears about this. And he's like, I want to suckle me some of this mead. I like a
Yes.
bit of that mead shit. So he goes to the giant's land. Does a bunch of shite that's not really worth mentioning too much. Basically ends up sleeping with the giant who owns this mead's daughter, right?
Right. Okay.
Because she's guarding the mead. Okay?
So he fucks her.
Yeah, right? And says, he's like, oh, if only I could sip of this mead so that I could sing brilliant songs and shit about you,
He's laid next to her and he goes, "Yeah, that was great. Oh, I wish I had some of that mead though."
Yeah, basically. And he's like
Yeah.
saying it's like, oh yeah, I need some of that mead though to sing some songs of your like tits and that.
Yeah.
So she's like, right, you can have a little sip of this mead, okay?
Yeah.
And obviously, he gulps the full fucking thing down.
Yes.
He takes it all, the whole thing,
He goes,
all of it.
He goes, "Hey, got you, bitch." Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And then
yeah, okay.
immediately turns into a raven and flies away.
Yeah.
Right? And he
I'm on board. This is all like okay god shit. Like I'm on board with you now. This is standard run of the mill god shit right now. Yeah.
And he gets back. I'm thinking,
Yeah.
right, he's taken all this kind of poetic intent for himself. So that no one else can like use that against the gods somehow.
He's like, "I'm Odin, bitch. I gotta be the best."
Yeah,
That-
but
yeah.
not quite, because he gets back and then and the guy who was reading the story out read this one bit really seriously. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, maybe some shit's about to go down, but it wasn't. Because it was like, and Thor was waiting there, and he said, "It is time." I was like, oh shit, is this special? No,
You've
no,
been
they
planning
they just got like a bucket ready for Odin to puke all his mead up or some shit. So I think right.
Yeah.
Supposedly, I think
It's the same bucket as before. It's the same fucking bucket. Oh my god.
Bucket. No,
It's
I think that what happened is essentially it meant to be that he'd sucked it all up and kind of like like chipmunk tit. In his
Yeah,
teeth.
he'd like. Yeah.
Yeah, so he could like baby bird it back out. I think that's what they're going for. So he'd done that essentially. He'd baby birded all this mead back into a bucket.
Yes.
Now, when I'm listening to this story, I'm thinking, okay, this is fairly fun. This is cool. But I looked at it and I was like, oh, there's 2 minutes left of this chapter. And the guy who's reading it out goes, but listen here, dear audiobook listener.
Yeah.
I've got a fucking secret to tell you. Now,
Did he actually say that?
yeah. Now, it's not much of a secret because it's literally a story from thousands of years ago, but
Yeah, I was just going to say, this doesn't sound like it could be much of a secret, but do continue.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
It gives an explanation for all the bad, like, poetry and music. You know, stuff that's shit, like shit films and stuff like that. Well, as Odin was flying away as a raven trying to escape, baby bird and all this meat in his mouth, he was chased by the Viking who the giant who owned the mead.
Yes.
And to stop the one who owned the mead chasing him in the air, swallowed a little bit of this mead and let out a big old diarrhea fart right in the giant's face.
Nice. Nice. Nice.
I was thinking, no, this did not happen. This is not part of the story. So that's
nice.
that is the and any good artistry has come from the mead that Odin stole, Odin's gift. Any bad artistry is Odin's diarrhea. So what I would like to basically say from this whole story is, I'm changing the name of the podcast to Odin's Diarrhea.
That actually, listen, if you changed it to Odin's Diarrhea, yeah, I think I would be in full support.
It's not going to happen, but I think that's a good name for something, actually. Odin's Diarrhea. You know, something to do with, like, shitty art. I don't know. I thought that was a funny one. That, yeah, he basically just shat on this giant to be like, fuck you, stole your mead, mate. Fuck off. Oh, gods be crazy, am I right? Anyway, I'm hoping there's going to be some more interesting Norse myths.
Oh, I promise you there will.
There will be. There'll probably be worse than that. I mean, I've told you some worse than that anyway. Right, the other thing is, Judd, normally on twitch.tv/streamsbadly, after the podcast, when we record a podcast, and then after that we do rating movies, TV and video games on a spreadsheet that I've got. We give them ratings out of 100. I rate them, you rate them, and we compare that to, like, Rotten Tomatoes ratings and Metacritic, all sorts of stuff like that. And we've got, like, data on it. It's fun. It's good. I've not explained it very well. It's better than that sounds. So you get to kind of hear our opinions on movies, TV, and video games. And, you can be angry at us and tell us how we're wrong at Tweets Badly. But I thought, rather than just doing it after the podcast, we could do some now as well.
Okay.
We've got a bit of podcast time
because we're running low on topics because nothing's happened. I get it.
Not really. I just thought it might be interesting to do it so that people see something we do on stream, because it's something that can.
Jay, I get it. It's fine.
It's something that you can enjoy still audio, I think, but just tend to read things out. So I'm going to start with movies and TV that I've got ready, and then we'll do video games. Let me just clear this off. So the last time we rated video games was the 2nd. So we need to do stuff from. Right, okay. I think so. I'll let you know how many. There's quite a few. I think this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do it on podcast and stream. So for movies and TV, there's 23 to do, and for video games, you're not going to have played all of these, but there is 44. So,
I didn't even know there were that many games.
I'm running out of stuff to put on the games one. The movies one, I've got like another genre that I've forgot to put on. So, bear in mind, on the movies and TV one, there's about 400 entries on this now, which is getting a big fucking like database. Obviously, it's not going to be as big as like Metacritic or Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb or anything, but nice, tasty beer sip. Right. I tend to go from the worst to the best on these, according to my opinion, but then obviously Judd's opinion is going to be different. So, Judd, your rating out of 100 for, you'll have not seen it, Smosh the movie. Did you ever see that one? Do you remember that? That one came out. That was a movie.
I think I watched about 2 or 3 clips of it, and from that, I do think I could straight up give you like a 20.
20 it is. I gave it 24. I think that's a fairly reasonable rating. And there's going to be some curveballs in here that you might not know of. There's some that you definitely will. Have you you've probably seen it. It's a very British show, this TV show, The Gadget Show. You ever seen that?
Yes, but like a very long time ago.
It's still going, believe it or not.
It's still going.
Yeah, still
Fucking
going.
hell.
The Gadget Show.
I don't know. It's like 50 in it. It's just something that you might have on if there was literally nothing else.
I would mostly agree, but here's where I differ from The Gadget Show, right? I gave it a 44 because they don't really know what they're on about very much. They're not like actually big tech people. They're just kind of like normal people. They're just kind of like upper middle class people saying this is cool.
If they say anything like, if they put the PC on the table and they said this has got a fucking 2060 Ti graphics card in it, it's got a fucking, they started lifting off all the shit it's got in it. They are probably reading off something when they're saying that bit, aren't they? You could probably almost like guarantee that they're reading off something there.
And the other problem with The Gadget Show is you could just go on YouTube and get better. Like gadget stuff on YouTube is better. So like, I mean, it's worse than average, that show. I will say. Do you still want to land on a 50, Judd?
I'll still give it a 50. I'm not.
Fair
I'm
enough.
Truly not bothered.
Speaking of 50s, a show that I gave a flat 50. It is TV show. Fairly old one. Don't know if you'll know it or have even seen it. Malcolm in the Middle.
I love Malcolm in the Middle. I would give that a 75. I actually really like Malcolm in the Middle.
Really? Honestly, I think that is most middle of the road sitcom.
I love Bryan Cranston. I'm gonna run to the toilet really quick. I'll be back in a second.
Oh, what a
I'll be back. I'll be real quick.
Oh my god! Look at this fucker. Well, if you want to tell us your ratings on any of the things that we've done, give us a list. Send us a list at Tweets Badly or something like that. Fuck it, who cares? Yeah, Tweets Badly. I'm still here. There we go. Had to get a burp out. But yeah, we've got a lot more TV and movies to rate. What I will say is, we are done. So these ratings are probably not going to be great. I will while Judd is peeing, I'll let you know the overall highest movies and TV that we've got. Judd might want to hear this as well, so you'll get his reaction to it, but I'll let you know. So the top 5 are, it hasn't changed much if you've listened to us talk about this before, but in at number 5 is the Daredevil Netflix show. In at number 4 is Invincible, the quite new Amazon Prime animated superhero streaming thing. Then I'll put it on screens and cams. Then in at number 3, we have Coco. That's a new entry. I'm going to see how Judd likes that, actually. The Pixar. I think it's a Pixar movie, isn't it? I'm sure. Number 2 is Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers. That's been on there for ages. And then number 1, the highest, essentially the best TV or movie thing ever, really, according to this spreadsheet, is Whiplash. The movie Whiplash. It's fucking great. The main reason for that is it's got brilliant critic scores, and neither me, I'm the only one who've rated it out of our friends. So the scores, the average of the scores is, so we have we do an average overall score, and that's the top 5 that I just read out, and that average overall for each movie or TV averages the scores of IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes audience, Rotten Tomatoes critics, my score, my girlfriend's score, Judd's score, and then our friend Cal's score. So it's weighted more towards me and my friends, essentially, on purpose. That's kind of the point of the spreadsheet. Jesus, how long does Judd take to piss? Am I right? I think he's on his way back now. I can hear some murmurs. So I'll pop it back on. This shit.
That didn't smell healthy.
Oh no.
There's something wrong there. Anyway, continue.
Right, Judd, what score would you give the movie Space Jam?
I thought I already did Space Jam. 68.
I didn't even give it that high. I kind of, it's the type of thing that I would enjoy, like to do with, like with the era and things like that. But I kind of went back to I've gone back and watched it a couple times, and it's just not really that good.
Yeah.
So even the nostalgia doesn't save it too much. I only gave it a 52. But it's not bad. But right, here's a curveball for you, Judd.
Okay.
I'll be surprised if you remember this one. Do you remember the anime TV show Medabots?
What?
This is what the theme tune sounded like. Medabots.
What's it called?
Medabots. Medabots. No.
Are you sure I've watched this?
Oh no, I'm not sure you've watched it at all.
Oh, I don't think I've watched it.
Google
No,
it. Google Medabots. See if you know what it is.
Meda.
Yeah, MEDABOTS. One.
Yeah,
one
Medabots. Okay, Medabots.
No, not Modbots. Medabots. Yeah, it's like.
So I know. So I've seen this before. I'm aware of this thing's existence, but I've never seen a second like from the thing.
It's in the same vein of like Digimon, kind of. I had the first season of Medabots on video cassette.
This is where I've seen it. I've seen it like at your house, like in the thing.
And they had like evolutions or something. Well, it weren't evolutions. You'd like put different kind of like amulets in these robots, and they'd have like different forms. I'm trying to like put that on the screen now. Yeah, and I don't know. It was better.
So it was like if everybody was Eevee and they all needed
kind of
those different things to evolve.
So you can't give that a rating, then, can you?
I can't give that a rating because there's robots in it. I don't. That's all I know.
Here's one for you then, Judd. The Beyblade anime.
I don't think I even fucking ever watched any of it. You know.
I don't think Beyblade anime.
I didn't watch any of it. Like, no, we played a bit of Beyblade, but we never. Oh, you might have done, but I never watched any Beyblade.
Okay, fair enough. Let's get into more stuff you might know then. Well, I know you've seen this. The Madagascar movie.
I fucking love that movie. I give it like a 73.
73. I gave it a 68. Fairly similar scores. Now here's a curveball that's a little bit more out there as well. Did you ever watch the TV show Wild at Heart? Do you remember this? Google Wild at Heart TV show and see if you know this. It's like it's a very oh no, Google wants me. It's a very like UK type TV show. It's basically this like family who lives in like Africa or something.
Yeah,
like a British family moves to Africa and starts like a wildlife preserve or something. The 2006 show.
I never watched it.
I watched it with my family regularly. It was one of those that we just for some reason. It was back in the era where social media wasn't big enough to make everyone watch the same thing, you know? Because nowadays, something gets big and everyone's like, oh, I've heard that's good, and they watch it.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, you would watch what was on, and if you liked it, you'd keep watching it. And that's what we did.
Then you got the fucking TV guide out. You'd fucking you'd sit down. You'd be like, right, what's on? And then you'd read a little description of it in the TV guide and go, oh, that sounds nice. Oh, look, a new episode of Doctor Who's on tonight. Oh, you know. Back then, you used to get excited for Doctor Who. You don't do that. That sounds like for anybody who's like about the age of like 12. Or something like or 13. First of all, you should be listening to this. Secondly,
pretty sure they're not
Doctor
allowed.
Who
set to restrict this podcast every time. So
Doctor Who used to be something you get excited about. So this is the olden days.
Obviously, like there'd be breaks between seasons, but when you were like, oh, there's a new season of Doctor Who starting on such and such a date, and then was it a Friday or a Thursday that it'd come out? Doctor Who. It was one of those.
I think it was a Friday.
I think it was Friday nights, weren't it? Because we'd watch it at Dad's when we'd go there sometimes. So, and every Friday, you'd wait for it to come on at 7. Was it 7 p.m., 7:30?
6 or 7, something like that.
Something like that. And it's crazy, isn't it, that we remember the, like, not exactly the time, but round about the time and day it was every week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was 7:30, you know. And
You're one of them.
I'd watch it Christmas Day and New Year's Day as well, because they do a special, so I'd watch it on those days, and it's like something to get excited for. Fuck me, you don't get excited for anything like that anymore, do you? Anyway.
Oh, God, do you folk? And then you will get... No. The thing is, you'll start to feel it. You'll start to feel that excitement creeping for something, and you'll go, oh, I'm feeling it again. And then it'll come out, and it'll be fucking terrible.
Oh, God. I mean, that's not wrong. But the thing
Cyberpunk 2077, any Hearthstone expansion that's came out, the new Warhammer 40k game I was talking about, Necromunda Hired Gun, dog shit. It's shit. They're just all shit.
Do you want to put that on
terrible.
the video game spreadsheet, Judd?
I haven't actually played it yet.
Oh,
I'll be
fine.
completely honest with you. It's just I was going to get it, and then Tom, I was saying to Tom, "Oh, I'm getting it because it looks sick," and then Tom was like, "Don't get it."
Well, maybe you should try it. You know, you never know. Your opinion might change.
I have heard from everybody that it's shit, and it's like I'll have to get like a cracked copy of it or something, or like
for legal
something.
reasons. That's a joke.
Not cracked, discounted, like
yeah.
you know, like on the CD keys or something. Yeah. But
did you get any of those CD keys games I sent to you, by the way? So I sent you some games.
But I do think I'm gonna get Odyssey, like
Odyssey.
after we finish this. That was the one.
Which ones did I send to you? I sent Assassin's Creed Odyssey on CD keys, which you should definitely get and play.
That is the one you really want me to play
into. Joysticks, which is a weird 80s comedy thing, and you should watch it. And let me know when you've watched it. There was another CD keys I sent to you. I don't know what it is. Oh no, that's a Link to Naked Yoga. That's Corpse Eagles. GTA 5 CD keys. Civ 5 CD keys. I don't know why I sent you those, but anyway.
Okay, we were talking something to do with it.
Anyway, more movies. Have you seen this movie, Box Trolls?
I have seen Box Trolls. I like Box Trolls. Yeah, I'd give that like a 75.
75? That's a big old score, you know. I gave it 65. Yeah. It's I don't actually remember what happens. I remember whatever does happen. Kind of liked it.
Yeah, there's a kid, and he's raised by trolls, and you know the thing. You know the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know. Right, here's a weird one. Right? I watched this recently with my girlfriend. The Book of Life.
Oh, so the Book of Life is not Coco.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which obviously, I watched the Book of Life, put that on this spreadsheet, and immediately put Coco on too.
Yeah, because I haven't watched the Book of Life.
Don't bother. I gave it a 51, as in, do you know what? The entire way through, the atmosphere of it felt like I should fairly like this film. Somehow I didn't very much. Not that much. It was like, it wasn't absolutely medium. I would say it's a tiny bit better than that. Just because it was, I don't know, there was a level of weird about it that was kind of good, but like that's why I give it a 51, because it's so close to being just like a medium, just family movie type of thing. Here's a movie you've probably not seen, but I'll risk it anyway. Have you ever seen The Autopsy of Jane Doe?
No, not seen it.
Like a mystery horror type thing, pretty good.
I'm aware of it, but I've not seen it.
Here is a sleeper hit for me that I did not expect to be as good as it is. Right, you've got Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Right. If you've not seen this, start watching it. It's not all come out yet on Disney Plus. There's only 3 episodes out of it at the minute. MODOK, Marvel's MODOK. Have you seen it?
Oh, you've been watching? No, I've been watching clips of MODOK. Is it any good?
It's really good. I gave it an 85. It's so good. It's like, I have to say, it's quite like ADHD humor. Not like random just shit, but there's a lot of jokes quite quick. It's essentially the Robot Chicken crew. I've not watched Robot Chicken, and I might get around to it. For some reason, I never felt like Robot Chicken would be funny. And I feel
you remember those old, ages ago, we used to watch Stick Figures on Crack?
Yeah.
It's that, but with pop culture characters. That's
Yeah.
literally it. That's Robot Chicken.
That's why I don't think I'd like Robot Chicken, because it's the references are going to be dated as fuck now, aren't they? Because it's an older show, so that's why I'm not too interested in watching that. But it's kind of, essentially the crew did that, but it's kind of, it looks a bit better, and it's not as kind of random as stick figures on crack.
Yeah,
What a
it does also have like a followable plot.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is something going on.
Something I really appreciate about it is a lot happens in an episode. Which is really good. So yeah, Marvel's MODOK, really good. There's only 3 episodes out on Disney Plus, I think, at the minute. If you've got Hulu, I think it's all out on there. That might just be the US though. I'm not sure, but
I was just gonna say I was pretty sure that like at least a full season of MODOK was already out because of the clips that I was seeing coming up on YouTube. But
yeah, it's good. Watch it. Start watching that. Good show. Right, next, Top Gear. You've seen Top Gear.
I do like
a big score from you, but nothing huge.
My appreciation for Top Gear has gone up as I've gotten older.
Obviously, not new cast Top Gear, Jezza Clarkson and them.
No, I mean from like rewatching older stuff.
Yeah. Obviously, my score reflects the fact that there's new presenters too.
I'm okay.
But in the same way that Game of Thrones has to account for the shitty series of that, so does Doctor Who has to account for like the latest bad seasons. You know, it's same with Top Gear. It's one of those scenarios.
I haven't watched any of the newer stuff. I've only seen like older stuff.
You know,
so.
give it your score that you want to give. What your impression of it is.
Yeah, I'd give it like a probably like a 78 in all honesty, because like. Right. The reason I'm giving it that high of a score is because I'm not interested in cars. Not interested in cars really at all.
Yeah.
There are some cars. So like, as I'm older, I've started taking more of an appreciation of cars. But like, I'd still, back when I was younger, like I'd still sit and watch an episode because I thought they were funny, and they are very funny. Now I will be like. Yeah, I'll watch an episode of Top Gear. I'll be into Top Gear.
That show made me interested in cars for a little while.
Yeah.
I'm not anymore, but like it don't even matter. It's mostly like the best bits are like the adventures and the challenges into it that they did.
Yeah.
Which there's a show that essentially does just exactly that, but just that bit, and cuts out all the other stuff. Which we'll get into later.
Is that Grand Tour?
Yeah. So we'll get onto that later anyway. But for now, that's going to be the end of the podcast. As we said before, the reason why we're doing these ratings is to show you that after we've recorded each podcast live, twitch.tv/streamsbadly, we do these ratings is what we do after. So if you want to hear more of that, we're going to be continuing that after this recording. But for now, Judd, say goodbye to the podcast.
Goodbye.
And do you have anything else to say?
No, because every time I do, you get angry at me because I say something awful.
Yes, so we end this podcast by saying something awful. Ooh,
yes.
That's a bad joke. Fucking
like strangle your dog.
Oh my god!